We're not live. This is promotion for
I'm very
Haunted
tired.
Mansion.
I'm very tired. And Haunted Mansion
Haunted
is in
Mansion
theaters
is in
right
theaters
now.
right now.
But
Oh my goodness.
But also the light on the webcam isn't on, so
Oh.
that would seem to indicate that it's not working.
So does that mean we should go back to sleep? Here, listen.
Oh
I'm just
no,
gonna
no.
cozy
There
up
we
to-
are. That's what it looks like right now.
We are ghosts. Oh my God. I can't believe it. We did it, Justin.
We
How many
died.
times have we said this show would be so much better if we were audio on it,
All
but
right.
weren't physically
Whatever
there?
you do, Brian, don't fuck up our invisibility.
Okay, look, I'm
Don't
holding.
fuck up our invisibility, all
Okay,
right?
look, I'm gonna hold my breath.
Yeah.
As long as I can hold this invisibility. Here we go.
Because we both
3,
learned how to be invisible.
2, yes. Okay. Ready and 3 and.
Did I tell you that I could talk while I hold my breath?
Well, I guess you can't for
I
a certain
can,
amount
yeah.
of time.
No, yeah, but I can do it the entire
At
time.
some
I can
point,
do it the whole
seems
time.
Like you're gonna have to talk.
Yeah. No, but I can do it.
I've not yet
I
taken
can do it no
another
matter what.
breath. I'm holding on to the same
Oh,
breath.
shit.
Oh! I ran out of breath.
We're here. We're doing a bit.
Wait, what did that was a great bit.
Yeah. I'm going to take your comment to be unironic. Unironic praise from Bryce. I love unironic
thank
praise.
you. Unironically. Oh man. Okay, so
What do you want to talk about? In order.
the Righteous Gemstones.
You want to talk about the Righteous Gemstones, huh?
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
I mean, if I could.
What do you think about the idea of oftentimes with half-hour shows, they will do the double episode beginning because they want you to get into it. But they don't often do the double episode finale. And I got to say, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. It was fucking great.
It was a problem for me because we were halfway through watching it and I got all the texts from the Toms and the Bryces and they were all like, did they just double finale us? What? And so I look at the room where there's Bonnie and Penny and Josie and I'm like, hey, what if there was another episode? And nobody was into it.
Oh, no.
So guess who woke up early the next day and watched it alone?
Really?
And swore that he would watch it again with the rest of the family.
You got to lay down the law.
With Tom and say...
No, with your family. Just say,
Okay.
oh, we're watching it. Like, not what if. Like, there is. And so if the Lord say that there is a double Righteous Gemstone Sunday.
There's a certain amount to the Righteous Gemstones that... a little bit biographical, a little bit autobiographical. Like
For Danny McBride?
No, for me. Watching
so
that
not
show.
any of the people that are making the show.
No, yeah.
Which would make it autobiographical.
Yeah, no. The first person is me watching the show.
Gotcha.
It's autobiographical
And you are-
insofar as I have 3 children who are wildly different, all of whom I assume are looking to stab me in the back.
Well, no, they love their daddy.
Yeah.
They're just disappointed
Daddy.
by him because he won't keep being their daddy. But they also want to be their daddy.
How much spoiler throat clearing do we want to do?
It's a comedy. Just know that anything that we say about the plot is not the point of the show. The point of the show is watching all of the actors interact with each other and the writing. Look, there's a reason why recaps, which took off on the internet in like the 2010s,
Right.
comedies never, no matter how many hilarious, amazing, cult classic, funny comedies there are, they never really were popular recaps because with dramas, you can talk about plot. You can
Right.
talk about, oh, well, I like this
Remember
character
this
and I like that
thread
character.
and this person
like,
did that
yeah,
to that
and there was-
thing.
and there's some of that with the Righteous Gemstones. It's not that there's no plot, like that it's just like a total empty Laverne and Shirley, like, what do you mean you found a dog? And then the dog leaves at the end of the episode kind of thing. But like, the point of this show specifically is the interaction of the characters. And like, God, it's just so fucking good.
Okay, so things that I did not expect to see wrapped up this particular season. And of course, everybody could claim like you never know if you're going to get another season and all that stuff. But
And they are signed up for seasons 4 and 5.
correct, that is officially announced. There was a lot of, I thought, very good setup for Gideon being the one who really inherits the kingdom, right?
Well, you have said that during your rewatch.
correct.
You have loudly said,
Repeatedly.
I believe that Gideon. This is the entire story of how the wayward son, as he appears in season 1,
Correct.
eventually actually becomes the salvation of the Gemstones.
And during this season, we've seen twice at a quiet moment, totally left to his own devices, Gideon is reading unironically Eli Gemstone's autobiography.
Yes,
right?
his latest autobiography.
Right, which would indicate all those things. So I did not expect this particular season for them to flatly state, have Gideon saying, well, I don't know, I'd kind of like to learn how to preach like you do, Grandpa. That surprised me.
This is what confuses me about you, Brian.
So it begins.
This is what confuses me about you. Because you correctly state that, hey, I've been rewatching this show, and there's this thing that I think they're building up to. I believe that it's very clear that they are building up to it.
Yes.
And then they slow it down for the normies in just not even like it's not like John Goodman puts his hand on his shoulder and says, Gideon, I believe that you should take over the church or anything like that, like any direct plot thing. It's just Gideon for the first time in the show saying, I'd like to preach.
Yes.
So not even that he's going to take over the church, not even that he's going to usurp his father, not even a conflict, just the beginning of a validation of a thing that you said before. And instead of saying, called it,
right.
You say, I don't know why they're making it so fucking obvious.
You know what? You're right. I'm a bad person.
No. If you're uncomfortable with being right, you're uncomfortable with being right.
That is absolutely true. But also, it's like, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying, motherfucker, just take the win.
Yes. Instead of blaming the show for making you right, just say, hey, turns out I correctly picked up on the light foreshadowing that they were doing, and they are indeed going in the direction that I wanted. Because also, here's another thing that sometimes you do. When they don't go in the direction, you're like, yeah, I didn't like it. I thought they were going to make Gideon the hero of the thing.
Put a pin in that. Let's talk about another thing that we all saw coming.
Sure.
I did not expect them on the second and last episode to lance the boil of the sexual tension between Keith and Kelvin. I thought that was something they were going to hold on to for a long time. And to be honest, when it happened, it was really neat to be in a room full of people who all started just cheering unironically.
Yes.
That the two gave a very chaste kiss.
I think that was a moment for the show. It was a moment for those characters. I don't know if it, in that world, relieves much tension.
I agree.
And I think that all of the things for which we enjoy those characters' dynamic for only, in fact, might be heightened.
Correct. Because now
forward.
they're having to ask even more difficult questions.
Yes.
Which is implied when they're in the Smutbusters van and they're all like, well, I don't know. What if we live and let live?
Yeah.
And we don't even have to. And so yes, maybe there was less to that than I expected.
No,
however,
I expected for them to be doing the Austin Powers, like, they're gay, LOL, they're not gay, like, jokes for the entirety of the show. And I would have been thrilled with them finding every season the new charge is find a new way to deliver very explicit homoeroticism for two characters that are desperately trying to avoid a very serious conversation. We got a little bit, you're right, a little bit of tension is broken, but I think in general with that show, because of the world that it is set in, because of who those characters are, I don't know if it is I don't know. I genuinely don't know whether or not they go full progressive service, and that's like you know
I would have to imagine that they preserve some amount of tension for a very
well,
long
but
time.
people have said that each season has been about one character as the main thrust of the plot. And it was Jesse in season 1, it was Eli in season 2, it was Judy in season 3. And so it would stand to reason if we are looking at the main 4 people that are on the poster
that
it would be Kelvin.
Kelvin would have exactly what words would be used to describe his relationship,
and quite possibly
yeah.
because the Gemstones are that is a show that does not like doing big cliffhangers. They don't like robbing
Wrap
from
it
their.
up.
They wrap their main plot up, but they have teased things in the past, and I think that might be them teasing it.
Yep. Oh, we appear to have transformed
No, I think
into a
we're good
logo.
now.
Okay.
We're good.
So what about the did you dig that unironic, joyful moment when they all held hands and they're like, "What if we raised our hands?" and all
No,
that stuff?
I mean, that's-
I like that was so wholesome. I was all in.
Well, but that's the thing is that like this is a show where the characters make very, very, very poor decisions and indulge their worst instincts, oftentimes bleeding into like every manner of sin, right? And they have it in their repertoire that when they go wholesome, they go like Walton's level wholesome, and then you have a scene like Judy and BJ in the bathtub where you're just like what the fuck is even both of these?
To be honest, like if you ain't watched it, spoiler alert, BJ whacks his actual dick around in a circle in the middle of a bubble bath.
It's not even, yeah. It's and the dick's the least weird part.
Exactly.
Like it is the dialogue between the two of them that
something about a helicopter, and I want to control that helicopter with my mouth and all that stuff. It's
more,
the kind of wholesome Walton's entertainment that you love to watch with your children.
This is not. I mean, again, because the weird thing is that there's like a not even a daddy-daughter thing. It is like a daddy-son thing, which is even in itself super weird. Look, the show's great. Danny McBride's great. Oh God, I can't remember the director. David Gordon Green.
Jody Hill.
Jody
producer.
Hill. Yeah. Jody Hill's great. It's great. It's just a great show. It's a really, really good show. I love the show. I'm very happy that it exists. So shout out to our boy James, who works on the show. I've been getting memorabilia. I've been getting on-set photos.
I wish I had memorabilia.
I don't know. Maybe you should have been. Maybe should have been nicer to James.
Well, I'll be nice to James. I'll do whatever you want.
Should we a toast to the fallen? Paul Reubens, Pee Wee Herman, gone too soon. Battle with cancer.
He had a letter that was released posthumously explaining, "Sorry I wasn't involving you in my 6-year secret battle with cancer." Yeah.
It made me go back and watch a very formative, and I didn't realize how formative it was in my young life. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Pee Wee Herman because I was a kid in the 80s, and most kids in the 80s were obsessed with Pee Wee Herman. My mom just went to Blockbuster or wherever she was renting videos at that time in San Diego, California, and rented what she thought was a Pee Wee Herman live show. And what was indeed a Pee Wee Herman live show, but it was the HBO Pee Wee Herman show that had been recorded and was released before
Pee Wee's Playhouse,
and Pee Wee's Big Adventure,
or Big Top Pee Wee.
Yeah, certainly before that. But I didn't realize how much as a kid that made me love comedy, that made me love stand-up comedy, that made me like understand the timing and energy. I didn't realize that it's where I got the phrase, "Do you have a license to sell hot dogs?" when somebody has their fly down. I didn't realize that's where I stole that from.
I today is the day I learned that's where that came from.
Yeah, no, neither did I watched like the first 15 minutes of it, but Jesus Christ, like if you want to see, and unless you've tried to do sketch comedy, it's hard to really know how hard it is to just be a force of nature and go out and just destroy a crowd just by your own energy. Because the first thing that everybody tries to do when they do sketch comedy or improv is you try to overpower the crowd with your energy.
Right.
And it ruins everything. Like it immediately senses to the crowd, oh, you're not confident, you're not funny, you don't have any sense of the timing, you're just going crazy. But that's a thing that you see, especially when you watch people like Chris Farley or Will Ferrell or any of these characters in movies that are these larger than life characters. It's what you want to do. Like in my era, everybody wanted to be Will Ferrell. Every person had a voice that had the Will Ferrell cadence. Like, and I'm sure it was Chevy Chase back in the day, or Eddie Murphy, or anybody else that was doing it.
I think around my time it would have been Happy Gilmore era.
Adam
what's his-
Sandler.
Adam
Yeah.
Sandler, yeah.
But Paul Reubens comes out as Pee Wee Herman, and there's a little like song at the beginning, but it's very in that era, I guess, evocative of these bygone shows that the audience was familiar with. Paul Reubens comes out and literally just plays with toys, just brings a bag out and says, just exactly that. Just he's got one of those little toys where when you squeeze it and the eyes bulge out and the tongue bulges out, and it just, the joke is like, look at my little green man. That's it.
I don't know that I've ever confessed this.
Yeah.
But the entirety of the Mr. Happy Pants routine that I do is a straight note for note ripoff of the little doll he uses to hypnotize
Yes.
the girl.
Hypnotize the, yes.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
The little bald Professor X that he's got.
Yeah.
Where he's just like I forget what he says. Yeah.
Closer
Like,
still.
Yeah. Stop. I don't know if you're able to find it, Bryce, but this is
that's
if,
funny.
if we're going to confession.
Yeah. That's amazing. But yeah, I mean, and then the jokes that I certainly did not get when
Foot mirrors.
I'm not wearing underwear, and then they're pissed off.
Right.
Like,
They're all like, well, that's not the point.
Yeah.
I wanted to see underwear. Yeah.
just
Cowboy Curtis.
well, it's Cowboy. I don't think Cowboy Curtis is in the,
I think he
the
is.
live show.
I thought he was. Also, it's interesting because like physiologically, antiperspirants weren't available the way they are now. So in 1985, he just buckets of sweat
Jesus,
in
yeah.
the pits, right?
Yeah.
But you knew that was him hustling.
Well, yeah. So apparently it was a groundling show. It was a midnight groundling show, and then they were doing it at, I think, the Roxy, and that's where HBO shot it. But yeah, Captain Carl. I mean, that's the other thing is like if there's one yet another legend of Phil Hartman is
Oh my
Captain
God,
Carl.
I forgot that he was in that. Yeah.
I think he co-wrote the movie too.
I
I believe Phil Hartman co-wrote the movie.
hesitate to even ask, but how old was Phil Hartman when he got shot by his wife? Did he make it to 40?
I don't know.
Everything. Like, think about Zap Brannigan, a character that was written for him. He was 49. Okay,
49,
all
yeah.
right. So I got one more year. The Zap Brannigan was written for Phil Hartman, but he got killed.
Well-
and so what's his name? Who did all
Billy,
the other voices?
not Billy Zane.
Waahh.
Zapruder Bill.
Billy Waahh.
What?
Billy Waahh. Billy Waahh.
Wharf?
West.
Billy West. Bryce
Billy
is
West.
eating. Bryce
Billy West.
is eating.
Okay.
But wanted to help us out with that so bad that he just Aaron Burr himself.
Oh my God! How many people even know that commercial for milk?
Look, we're already here talking about the 1980 HBO fucking broadcast. We're already doing old guy radio.
Beware war! Oh my God! Yes.
So yeah, I had I think Billy West and Phil Hartman were in some comedy thing together, but I remember hearing an interview with Billy West where he was talking about how that was a thing that a voice that they would do to each other
Right.
all the time. Apparently, in the same way, I heard another interview with that Phil Hartman and that's the ticket, John Lovitz.
Yeah.
Would constantly
The liar.
to the point of annoying everybody at SNL. Would talk to each other like 1920s gangsters.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, what do you think you're doing there with that? Well, I got a piece and I'm pointing it at you. What? Don't stop me.
So yeah, it would just be like, yeah, look at the dame over there, got a pair of stems that you wouldn't believe. Are you right? Like, and they would just go back and forth with each, and to the point where it would annoy the living shit out of everybody at SNL.
It's pretty good. Bryce, have you swallowed your food?
Maybe I took another bite.
No, we took another bite.
Okay.
We took another bite. There we go. So yeah, Paul Reubens, obviously not only known for Pee Wee Herman, but most notably for that. I mean, that he's an iconic character. Like just
Did you know he was in the original movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer? That was the beginning of his comeback.
I did not. No.
Yeah, no. So he had the incident of being in an adult theater, which, by the way, even the whole incident sounds strange to current eyes, where everybody is making common jokes about looking at pornography on their computer or whatever.
Yeah.
In that earlier time, different world, so it was. But I remember that he went silent for a bit, and then he was going to show up on an MTV thing, and the promo for the MTV thing was him coming out and everybody going nuts, and him leaning into the mic saying, "Heard any good jokes lately?"
That was the MTV Video Music Awards.
Yeah, dude.
Crushed.
I mean,
And then the follow-up was so funny I forgot to laugh.
what's that?
That was his follow. So he heard any good jokes lately. Everybody, gigantic roof blows off. And then when it dies back down, it goes, so funny, I forgot to laugh.
Oh, calling back to it. Yeah, his own thing. What a wild spot, man. That HBO special, so much saucier and spicier than anyone gives credit for. Also, one of his later chapters, when he did the Netflix special where they de-aged him because canonically,
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman was always coded as, 38, 39 or whatever, even though he was 60 something. He didn't, much
Yeah.
like Nick Fury, he didn't move
Quite the same way.
quite with the same pizzazz, but the character didn't age in a way that the actual human did.
I didn't see the new thing.
I only watched the first 1/3 of it. It looked like kind of a bromance road trip with him and the guy who worked at his restaurant, ? I think. Yeah. But Paul Reubens as an artist, one of the real ones.
It's just hard to think of somebody that came up with that kind of character like that. I mean, like that is the character. I think the character was on SNL. Like it wasn't him. It wasn't like Paul Reubens was on SNL. It was like Pee Wee Herman was on SNL.
Oh man, I have no memories of that, although I don't doubt it. But I do remember when I was living in
Like
Norway.
that would be like, Borat on SNL, not Sacha Baron Cohen,
Right.
but like Borat,
Just the
on
character,
SNL.
yeah. When I lived in Norway, 87, 88, I think, the the most treasured assets were family members would send VHS tapes of a bunch of things.
Shit on American television.
Exactly, and to that was one of those that was in heavy rotation. Was just watching, unironically, a show that was clearly designed for, I don't know, 9 years younger than us, but also had all of these kind of subtle, more, wink and a nod adult, not fully adult like the HBO specials, but adult enough that in 7th, 8th grade, it's like, oh, this is smarter than you would think.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, like rewatching it now, and you realize, like, oh, this is a weird parody. This is like a twisted parody of kid shows that people in that audience, adults in that audience, remember growing up with. In the way that, for me in my era, it would have been like Barney. It would have been like, okay, I'm doing an adult version of Barney, and yet it's going to retain the same heart, the same wholesome attitude, but it's going to be subversive and a little fucked up. Like, not
Right.
a lot fucked up, but just enough to make it grimy, just to grime it up around the edge. But our main character is going to be above all of it.
It's funny what images get stuck in your brain in the back corners, because like I remember that fucking pterodactyl ruined ice cream soup by putting too much chocolate in it, and then luckily I think it was Globey suggested you should just make more ice cream soup and then it'll be fine. I'm like, good job, Globey.
There's a fucking moment with Terry the pterodactyl in that HBO special where they set up the runner that's eventually going to kind of end the show, that Pee-wee really wants to fly, and that Pee-wee's upset that he can't fly like Terry the pterodactyl. Terry's like, it's all these heightened characters, and Pee-wee's obviously just this like 11 out of 10 character. And then the pterodactyl's the only one who talks normally. And so he just flies in. He's just like, hey, Pee-wee, like I just flew in. Boy, my arm's tired. And he's like, why don't you fly? Why can't you fly? And he's like, I'm a human being, Terry. Of course I can't fly. And he just goes, bummer. I just fucking died. It's like the first time, because it's like it's fucking Mappy and the ball of tinfoil and Hammy and his sister
Cherry.
and the shoe mirrors and everything super weird, and Captain Carl's fucking being totally insane. Jambi.
Mecca like a high, make a hiney
Jambi,
home.
by the way, gets introduced in that special.
That very first
with
HBO
3
special.
It's Linda Blair and then 2 other references that I still don't know. Like, there's just, and I'm sure that they were contemporary to the moment, but I to this day have no idea what those fucking references are for, and I had no idea what they were about in the moment.
We've talked about doing commentary tracks on things before. Is this one that maybe merits us just recording a commentary track for?
No, yeah,
All
love
right.
to do it. But yeah, no, just that fucking killed me rewatching it. Just the pterodactyl just going, bummer. Oh, so fucking good. So fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. And these were all groundlings, like just killers at the time, including Reubens.
What does groundlings mean?
Groundlings is the LA-based improv.
Got it.
Part
of a clubhouse.
Institution, really, that has sent a lot of people to SNL. And so it was apparently the SNL's decision to take Gilbert Gottfried over Paul Reubens that led him to create Pee-wee. he was so pissed off that he didn't get, or disappointed rather, that he didn't get SNL, that he put a lot of time and energy into Pee-wee, which he had done as a character like back in the 70s, in the late 70s.
Well, and you had mentioned that Mike Myers would specifically, while he was at SNL, refused to do the Austin Powers character. He would only do it for live audiences so that he did not have to make it an SNL joint when he made it a movie. Is that right?
I don't know if I that sounds right. It sounds like something that he would do. I don't know if I was the one to tell you that, but
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
I don't know who I heard it from.
But yeah, no, Groundlings is the biggest one in LA. No, UCB is both in LA and in New York, and then Second City is in Chicago. Mr. Brett Weaver.
Brett Weaver.
Batting Brett Weaver.
Hey,
Brett
so
Weaver.
So our family has been watching Detroiters. Have you seen Detroiters? Yeah. If you like, I think you should leave. And you thought, what would it look like if it had a coherent plot and always featured Sam Richardson? It's Detroiters.
Yeah.
And we got to
Devereaux Wigs.
we got to that episode where a Motown classic says that he lives in up by Lake Orion, and then everybody rolls their eyes, and he shouts, "It's not that far!" And it's made me wonder, ever since I saw it last week, if that's what you've been referencing every time you talk about how far
Quite
north.
possibly. I mean, as I found out with, do you have a license to sell hot dogs? There's a lot that just gets into this whole this whole lottery number tumbler up here that just falls out randomly. So
It's not that far.
yes, no, that is probably that and the finale, I think, of season 1, or the one where a canonical character comes back that you have not seen are my two favorite episodes of Detroiters. But yeah, that episode specifically, the Devereaux Wigs.
Definitely not made from dead humans.
Yeah. So like I think you should leave. They're constantly coming up with crazy commercials.
Right.
But the concept of the show is that they are local commercial firm guys that are making local Detroit commercials, but they're goofballs. And they're weird, so they keep coming up with fucked up ones. And so this one is the song Devereaux Wigs, and it's like a woman riding on a horse majestically in slow motion,
Gorgeous blonde hair.
and then slowly removing the wig to just show that she's bald. And it's like Devereaux Wigs, not made from stolen dead human hair. I will let you know that it is Chekhov's stolen dead human hair.
Definitely.
Well, on your not very far drive down from North Austin, how did today go?
Oh, it was a joy, fellas. I loved it today.
Spill the beans.
Yeah, we're not gonna mess with you. We're
On my way down, is this too hot? Was I too hot? Okay, then we'll use this one. There we go. Hello, everyone.
yes.
On my way down from Georgetown, Texas, down to here, I was on Mopac, and there was, even on the express lane, it was stop and go traffic once you got downtown. It's unusual, but sometimes it happens. Slowed down and got
For folks who do not know, the Mopac is not what you would think to be a super expansive highway.
No.
There's only a few lanes, and one of those lanes is an adjustable toll pay road, for which you are willing to
I will pay
put
that
forth
money.
to get through faster.
Usually.
But that's only one lane, so it only takes like one person to fuck up.
One fuck
Yeah.
up, and you're stuck.
And they're usually pretty sharp about how they price it, where it's like if you're on the fence, it's like, no, I'll just stick to the main road.
Right.
And then immediately regret it.
Yeah, yes, but that's how it should be, right? But it's like in general, the express lane moves,
Yes.
except
And this time it slowed down.
Okay.
And as
Well,
we
that's
were
fine.
and as we were coming over the river and about to come out, it slowed down again, and the dude decided to run in the back of me.
What?
Yeah, in my little go-kart.
So you are in a
Veloster Chester.
Okay.
And
What was this fine fellow driving?
he was driving not a larger car.
Gotcha. Not a truck though.
No, it was like an SUV kind of thing.
like a bigger than a Veloster.
Yeah.
Like an all new RAV4 hybrid.
Yeah, well, but bigger than a Veloster, like maybe a lawnmower.
Yes, that's exactly right. A larger ride-on.
Way to get there, but I liked it.
Ride-on lawnmower, though. Let's make it. And so he hit me twice because
Twice?
There's one running into the back of me,
And then somebody else.
I had to make the decision. I have this much room before I hit the car in front of me, and then I hit the brakes, and he hit me again. And
When he hit you again, that was somebody running into him?
no, it was all him.
Just twice?
Yep, it was all him.
He was like, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
One more go. One more go.
Do we have a sense that maybe he was checking his ex?
All I knew was my hands go up in the air.
I guess we shouldn't say on a recordable format what we think happened.
Yes.
Because I can say it to Brian.
Well,
Sounds like a motherfucker was on his phone.
you know what? Brett, please do not speak. This is a new segment of the program called Brian and
How
Justin
close do we get
Speculate
this?
Wildly.
Yeah. We were not there.
Sure.
It's not a lot of stimulus, so you got to be looking at something else other than the one thing in front of you.
Yes.
Yeah, but
You're not allowed to talk legally.
yeah.
Legally,
because-
we have to keep a line
Here we
here.
go.
No.
Okay.
This
No,
is
no, no,
your
no.
segment.
It's your segment.
I just can't.
You just
We're-
can't
we're
talk
just-
right now.
That was a brief sidebar.
Legally, we can't let you talk
That
right
doesn't
now.
count as part of this
All right.
segment. Brian and Justin Speculate.
We're
There
going
we
to
go.
give you penalty time like it's the World Cup.
Okay.
All right.
How does he hit him a second time?
Oh, that's just he has the momentum, and so
Yeah.
he wasn't able to stop in time. Brett's
And is
going
still
forward, and especially because we can't understand exactly where time is dilating and slowing down for
Yeah,
Brett at that
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
So he slams on the brakes, and the rocking back of the car that hit him in the back, that rocks and hits him again, and so it makes contact, but it's not probably as bad as the first one.
Sounds to me, before we bring Brett back into the conversation.
That's not legally actionable. What's legally actionable is me saying that the motherfucker was on his phone.
Yes.
Because we
but,
don't know that, and he may have thoughts, but we shouldn't make him say.
But we do agree that this sounds 100% not Brett's fault.
Well, legally, it's not. Yeah, there's no way.
Or morally, or canonically,
morally,
per the
or
show's narrative.
religiously, yeah.
Yes.
No,
okay.
yeah.
In fact, per the narrative
In fact,
of the show,
closest that would have come to us thinking that is you going out of your way to say it.
go on.
Because nobody would have ever assumed that it was Brett's fault, except for you making like the distinction to say that it's definitely not his fault.
But I want to go a step farther and say not only was it not his fault, but that he heroically tried to use psychic mind powers to stop the car from hitting him a second time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only because
Can we bring Brett back? Because we're not slandering this other person
all
anymore.
right, I guess. Hey Brett.
Hey guys, what are
what's
y'all
up, dude?
talking about?
Anything that we
Righteous
could legally
Gemstones.
talk about. No. We're talking about this. So this sucks. I have been in this situation once before, and it definitely just spikes your adrenaline.
Yes.
The whole fucking day is shit. Have you been hit by a car before?
25 years ago.
God damn.
26 years ago. I've not.
That's right, everybody. It's FM radio, and it's here in your face.
It's about time we got Tricky Dick out of there.
Put out your Marlboro cigarettes because we're about to drink some Shiner Bock while we're driving. Anyway,
This is still legal. And now here's the only song on the radio.
Thank you, Eric Clapton.
so
The funniest moment, as always, the guy saw me gesture and of course I did say, "What the actual fuck?"
So you get out of the car.
I get out of the car.
And how would you describe the person that hit you?
Extremely apologetic.
Okay. So,
But he was-
hold on.
Yes.
Quick sidebar.
This motherfucker was on his phone. We don't need to talk about it. I just want to make it clear.
Okay.
All right, we're back.
And he saw me, and it was like I shaved my head. I tell you.
Hold on.
somebody in the chat just pointed out that 25 years ago was 1998. So we have to correct our bit. Our bit is you're listening to the radio, and you're like, I wanna push you around, and I will. Hey, listen up, Y2K is gonna be a disaster. It's me, Jenny Confetti on the radio.
Man, is anyone better than Michael Jordan? Now we go back to the #1 song on the radio.
Who hates Bill Gates?
The first time.
Yep.
Who let the dogs out? That might be too late for that. All right, go ahead.
Okay. And so it was funny because as soon as I get out of the car, I'm like, "What's up?" Not in my rage mode, but I am definitely like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, okay.
This
calm down."
motherfucker kicks open his door, and all you hear is doot 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 doot.
Exactly.
Comes sauntering over to you.
That's like-
No, so he's terrified. He's frightening. Like he's shaking like a dog that got caught shitting on the carpet.
Yep.
Which sucks for you.
Yes.
Because I'm sure you want to be mad at him.
And
but he looks like a leaf in the wind.
That's not going to happen.
That's not gonna happen.
And so I just say, here's what we're going to do. We need to get off the road. I said, and I took a picture of his car. I took a picture of my car, took a picture of him, and said, we're going to get off the road right now.
So you didn't want to hold up traffic.
No, that's not what you're supposed to get off the road if your cars are drivable.
Yes.
Question.
Which they were.
Yes.
Did you consider, when you took a photo of him, doing it selfie style?
Yeah. Hey, bro.
Like, get the both of you.
I'm too old to think about
Yeah.
I'm like, hello. Oh, wait.
You'll never know if he would have liked and subscribed.
And he would have been like, delete it. So, so we started to go, and as we came up, we discovered that there was a 3-car pileup, which was causing the whole thing.
These motherfuckers,
opening up.
like you did the authentic original pileup,
Right.
and these motherfuckers have to go and make it a threesome
they were the
to
reason-
one up your shit.
They were the reason why we had the accident.
Yeah.
So you were inspired.
Yes, I was like, I think we can do better. That's exactly right. We can do better than this.
You didn't. Yours was too, but
No,
it's fine.
yeah, that's right. So we ended up just
yes.
stopping right there, and I said, let's do the exchange right now. And so then he did. I think I got all the information. Then as he took up, the cops pulled up, and then I was worried. If I leave right now, are they going to think I'm fleeing the scene because of this car pileup in front of me? So I just kind of waited. And the cop's like, are you part of this? I go, no, but I didn't want to seem like I was. And he goes, are you okay? I go, yeah, I got rear-ended a little bit further back. And he goes, okay, did y'all exchange stuff? I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, you can go. He goes, you want me to hold the traffic up so you can get out? And I was like, thank you.
Yes, I would.
I said, thank you. And so I did. And
I can
that
think of
was that.
no better time to just have like 2 packets of cards and decide, hey, listen, the one way neither of us look guilty is if the cops show up and I'm in the middle of teaching you how to play Magic the Gathering.
that's right.
And so you're tapping 2 men and the cop shows up like, what's going on here? You're like, there's a collision.
Yeah. We just thought we would just,
No.
So who would that benefit? Magic, the Wizards of the Coast, I'd assume.
True.
Well, yeah. And by virtue of that, the Dungeons and Dragons franchise, I would imagine.
Speaking of games,
Yeah.
I have a game in my car that I think you will enjoy.
Is it Talisman?
It is Talisman.
Oh my God! Did I really just guess that right?
Yes, you did.
Oh my God! We're gonna play Talisman! I can't believe I don't know where that came from. That's so good, Bryce. We're gonna play Talisman.
Okay. What's Talisman?
It's a game.
I don't fucking know.
It's like
And I
Monopoly
also have
for.
Illuminati as well. If you ever played that.
I've never played
Taught me-
Illuminati.
you would like that game. It taught me a lot about how government works.
Oh,
Yeah.
like from
Small interests.
by way of the Rothschild family.
It was kind of like how small, desperate interests suddenly can come together and create a block of power.
Yeah.
That's good.
I've been following a lot of not a lot of. I've been following the conspiracy commons subreddit,
Okay.
and a lot of conspiracy people are they're dumb.
Go
They're
on.
they're just not. Well, nothing's more fun than watching some conspiracy people make fun of other conspiracy people for their conspiracies
Yes.
being stupid.
Yes.
Like
How,
that's one of my favorites. Like you do need to come at a certain level of conspiracy to gain credence, because if it's really dumb, like there was one that came up a few weeks ago where it was like, oh, I guess the government definitely isn't controlled by Satanists, and it was Lyndon Baines Johnson's funeral, and the people were doing what to the uninitiated would be a devil horn.
The eyes of Texas are
Yes,
upon you. Yeah,
But
yeah.
for anybody who has been around,
Throwing horns.
yes, you are doing the hook'em horns, the University
Sure.
of Texas,
Yeah.
at Austin symbol, and so everybody in the chat in the comments just fucking roasted this dude, and it's like do a little fucking research, Jesus Christ.
How popular is RFK in that forum? Like
No,
on,
we're talking-
on his side or not so much?
More on his side than off his side, but more on the level of like RFK will get into the CIA killed my family stuff, and
Yeah.
like that's more the kind of shit they're into. Like they're into some of the like
Conspiracy
Great
classic.
Reset. The libs are gonna make us eat bugs and live in 15-minute cities kind of stuff, but really that doesn't get a lot of it. What gets them really going is there's 12 sacred families, and
The
they've
Rothschilds
controlled
and-
everything, and all the stuff that you had to invent when anti-Semitism wasn't cool anymore. So you
it's all
couldn't
in the
just say-
documentary The
Yeah.
Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown.
Yeah. But so that's more what they're into. They're probably when the vaccine shit was really like humming, and it was like people were losing their jobs. I bet you that shit was like number one on that forum.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's more the classics. Play the hits. Sorry, go ahead, Bryce.
It's been fun seeing. There's like UFOs and UAPs are in the news, and along with, so this is just the government distracting us. Like, it's become a very perfect friend.
That's another, yes. And everybody has their own reason why the government wants to distract us.
Right.
Like that's something that could bring the world together. I think that we could bring together at least the horseshoe elements of our political dialogue, like QAnon and hardcore progressives could at least get together and share a Coke over the government is trying to distract us with UFOs. Now, you can't really get much further beyond that because they very much disagree on what they're distracting from, but they can agree that the government is doing that.
See, now I just want to figure out how to profit off of this. It's like Don't let the government distract you. Let us distract you. Great Night brand liquor.
I think you're
Just as
describing
distracting
all
as
industries.
UAPs.
Yeah.
But not the government.
You'd be a lot sexier if you did.
Yeah.
It's very interesting the way people on TikTok, on Twitter or X, you could be like the main character of the day.
Yes.
Are we going to fold into using the word X?
I mean, maybe eventually. They have to earn it. Like right now, it's Twitter. I keep calling it Twitter. When I go to the website, I type Twitter into my search bar. So, it's Twitter still. But it is kind of in ascendancy again because Threads fucking bombed so hard.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying.
And but the idea of like being the main character of Twitter that day, like Bean Dad or
Yes.
any.
Yeah.
But it's
Mayo Dad.
yeah.
You got like a half day.
Yeah. I got a morning.
Yeah.
Oh right. And the same thing happens on TikTok,
Yes.
but because it's all algorithmically driven, it feels like TikTok is pushing you to like make someone the main character of the day.
Yes.
Like over the past week, and there's a problem. I don't know how big this is, but there is a guy who's got a pretty popular account. I think his name is Fontaine, and he's just kind of a slightly muscular white guy, and he's doing the thing where he's got the earbuds in and the cord going right to the phone.
And so he's holding the thing to his mouth, the microphone to his mouth.
They're just in his
Okay.
ear because he's.
But that
'cause
is a
he's-
TikTok thing, right?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
And so he's usually always chopping something, or he's like holding an ingredient, and he's giving a lot of like ladies. He's giving a lot of advice for like ladies. And
Yeah.
he-
It's not wholesome advice. This is like, you gotta know when a man eats a steak, he eats it with a fork. Like I don't know.
That's not wholesome, Brian.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
not let your children listen.
No,
to
no,
that.
no. Yeah. What's funny is there's nothing
No, I
enjoyed
said it wasn't
more-
wholesome. What I was saying was not wholesome.
Yeah, eating a steak with a fork.
I just want to see a replay of Bryce's reactions over the last 30 seconds.
I'm pimping you for information.
Yes. The food's not important.
Sure.
Um,
Food for thought. That's important.
but it's a lot of it's very just lazy media. Is literally like hot take, but there's nothing better than when you have a really specific niche that you're interested in, something like that, whatever. And that is all. There's a lot of that. He does a lot of that. He became a slightly big.
Is he
account with that.
popular because he's a cute boy?
I think that's part of it.
That's it.
But then
Did you linger? You lingered,
No,
Bryce. You lingered. You lingered.
Is that why you keep showing up?
no, it's
Your finger got close and your finger lingered.
You lingered. You lingered.
And then Chiang Kai-shek says, my ghost from China demands more of this.
so he did a song
Like an unironic.
like hey I'm gonna
Hey, by the
rap.
way, my new single's out.
Yeah, and it's a rap, and he is getting a lot of shit because I would say he doesn't have a like distinct speaking accent.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a slightly deeper voice, but in the rap he put on a really strong like black accent.
Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar. Could you...
So the line, the
Little
the
bit.
very funny line that he says that has
Yeah.
become the main character thing is, they only make comments because they're bored. That's the actual, just those are the words.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, good a boy.
Cut a boy.
Cut a ball. Cut a ball.
Cut a ball.
Cut a ball.
All right,
And,
stop what you're doing. Because I'm about to ruin. Go ahead.
talk about rap or anything about it. 'cause
right.
No, if this is your fault that you stopped here. Just keep going.
Yep. Just
Because
gotta
otherwise we'll do the
that's-
whole song.
But so now that is the meme of it is ka de board.
Kadebo.
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 And it's very funny. But now I get a lot of like stitches about it, right? Like it's a little clip of him and then someone reacting or joking or making a line or whatever. But you're still watching his video. and
Yes.
you're like it's still a
Stitch incoming.
Yeah.
How much of it is like, this is funny? How much of it is like faux offended? How much of it is like genuine clever hot take?
Like his normal stuff or just like
Yeah,
people
No, people dunking on him.
yeah.
People dunking on him now.
it's I think it's partly because he was already popular. Like people would make fun of him before that song just because he was doing the the earbud thing and he'd always be chopping and saying something kind of vapid. And so this is more like it's people were already annoyed with him. So they have a new thing to like tack on to the
Yes.
image of this person.
Kadebo.
Kadeboa.
Kadebo.
And it's weird because you don't get a sense of how there's no way to get a sense of how big it is.
You just know that it's big in your world.
Right,
And
'cause
that
it
there
just
are
wants-
other people that are sharing at least this shred of your world.
right.
Yeah.
It's
Is
it's strange.
Is that one of the things? You know what? Before I ask, I will say that's one of the things I miss the most about the monoculture. Is at least there was kind of an objective metric of what we were all being force fed. We knew for a fact that Thriller was the #1 album, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Nowadays, like. How do you know if that's a thing or not? You know that that's all your feed is filled with, but you don't know if it's a real thing.
Well, and there used to be at least a thing that we could say to ourselves, well, at least they're famous and at least they're rich. And whether or not they were as rich or as famous as we thought they were certainly more rich and more famous than Kadebor is right now, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the benefit for him is questionable next to what is definitely a bunch of people shitting on an artistic expression that went beyond his normal thing that people like him for, or that he had traction for.
And like he is a popular account,
Kadebo.
Kadebo. And so, just number wise, like bigger accounts are gonna have more haters. Like to simplify it a lot.
Sure.
That is kind of how it goes. And so it becomes a thing where I'm sure if someone's big enough, you can slot into the shadow of that, right?
Well, this is like my Drake paradox, that the most successful supernova of an artist is 50% like and 50% hate.
Yeah.
That like that is really where you get into like just printing money territory. Like that the more that there's an argument, like Drake's corny, Drake sucks, Drake only makes freaking certain things, he's not as good of a rapper as other rappers, blah blah blah. Drake's the best, Drake's amazing, I love Drake. Meh. Right there in the middle. That's where you want to be. Infinite cash.
I've been worried that the algorithm knows me better than I know myself.
Is it because you lingered?
Well, it makes me wonder the things that show
Finger
up.
linger.
had to let it linger.
And I'm going,
you have to
really?
dangle
It's like
fingers?
some things are obvious, like having modern rogue stuff pop up,
Yes.
and having stuff that we're all connected to, and some anime, a couple of anime things. Sure, that makes sense.
For me, it's
But
John
then-
Stossel.
And then bully videos, people being. It could be a movie where someone's being bullied, or
like
bully-
explicitly tagged, like hashtag bullying.
No, but just
Where the bully wins or the underdog
or
wins?
it's always part one, so you're just seeing the
yeah.
person being bullied, and it could be a real thing, it could be a movie, it could be, and I'm going, no, I don't. Yes, I stand up against bullies, but why do I don't want to keep seeing this.
You linger.
Right? But exactly.
You linger.
There's this Cajun guy that comes on and he says jokes in Cajun French.
Hey,
Go on.
That makes sense to me. It's like,
Yeah.
sure, I love that. I love that that exists. But, then also, why?
You want to know what mine is? Talk show appearances by Bill Hader. Just
Yes, I get a little bit of that too. But that makes
an
sense.
infinite waterfall of just
Okay.
every time that Bill Hader has been on any kind of talk show or been interviewed in any format whatsoever.
What are the two folks I always confuse? Bill Hader and the guy who does Barry.
That's
Bill Hader.
You know what? The guy who is in Righteous Gemstones.
Oh,
Which guy is
the main dude?
Spelling bee guy.
No. Spelling bee guy. Oh, he's not in Righteous Gemstones, but I know who you're talking about.
Wait,
the guy from the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee?
No.
Walton Goggins?
The dude,
on? No.
the dude who was also on SNL, Last Man on Earth.
yeah.
Oh, what's
Yeah,
his name?
he's got the scar on his face in Righteous Gemstones.
That's Steve Zahn.
Wait, what?
That's
Yeah, that's not him.
All right.
We love Steve
All right,
Zahn.
I don't even know.
Steve Zahn was from
White Lotus.
White Lotus. He was the dude who thought he had
that's
cancer
right.
in the balls.
Yeah, on his balls. Okay.
And
so
he was in-
I confused his
Will
balls.
Forte.
Forte.
Will Forte,
So,
baby.
okay, so real
Will
ck,
Forte.
just so I can settle this.
Totally
5 minutes.
Will
amazing
Forte
guy.
is the one who did the incredible spelling bee sketch.
Yes.
Who's Barry again?
Bill
Bill
Hader.
Hader.
Okay. Okay.
So MacGruber is Will Forte.
Yes.
Got it.
Stefan is Bill Hader.
Okay.
Yes.
Steve Zahn is
Steve Zahn is the
Captain-
pirate guy from Dodgeball.
Yeah, Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters
Yes.
from
wait.
He's in
That
Safe
Thing You
Man,
Do?
which is EK and I's favorite movie.
Wait a minute. Steve Zahn was in a serious role in some kind of like crime solving thing. Was it the HBO series? Or Mindhunter? Or
No.
no.
Zahn wasn't in that. Steve Zahn is a hilarious, great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in The Own Eaters.
Yeah.
The Wonders. Steve Zahn. All right.
But yeah,
Oh, that's right. Dang it. I get it all wrong.
Will Forte is great.
Yep.
You know who I didn't realize was in Righteous Gemstones? The mom. Do you know where she was from?
She's like a famous country singer, right?
No. Not Jennifer Nettles is the flashback Gemstones mom.
Not
May
Annie-
May,
Annie Lee or- yeah.
the aunt.
Oh no! She was in Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah.
Oh, she's great.
I didn't
But,
even
like,
realize.
To be honest, like there's part of me that is like, you only get so many coupons, and I'm like, part of me thinks to myself, you've got to show your children Third Rock from the Sun.
Yes.
Because that show's great. She's great.
Yes.
She's so tall and big, and her physical comedy is excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's underused in Righteous Gemstones, but she is amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
No, Kristen Johnson. I did not
Yes.
realize, but yeah, they had to. I didn't realize how aged up and bodysuited she was.
Yeah.
Like
But she still walks the same way,
Yeah.
with this kind of hulking gait. It's amazing.
Bryce.
Yeah.
Bryce,
Hi.
should we do a show or no?
We certainly can.
Okay.
You know what? Despite what all signs indicate, I think we should do one.
One show.
Justin's taking a dump.
Okay. Do you want to?
Could you talk about F1 for a little bit?
Yeah. Why don't you throw over to me, and I'll take and I'll do some of that.
Bryce, we throw it back to you, sir.
Thank you, Green Room, Great Room. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the rest of the Great Night Green Room pre-show. Great Room, whole dang thing. Hello, everybody. It's August 1st. Who let it be? Who let it be August? Who let it be August? Hello, everyone. Let's do a few birthday borners here before we talk a little bit about fast cars. This is the part of the show where we give out your birthday shout-outs. Thank you, everyone who lets us know the birthdays in our Discord, discord.greatnight.tv. Check out the birthday borner channel. It might look empty for you.
Some of the birthdays included 2 days ago. Shane, happy birthday, Shane, turning 37. Happy birthday. We've also got Mellow Martian, whose birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mellow Martian. Mecha Dawn Prime turned 37 on the 28th. Happy birthday. In the chat, it looks like we've got, let's see here, Scandrel. Hello, happy birthday. Any others? Okay. Well, join us over at the Discord, discord.greatnight.tv. Check out the Birthday Borner channel. Get in there. All right, let's talk about fast cars for a sec. We had the Belgian Grand Prix over the weekend in Spa-Francorchamps. And kind of a stinker. No, I won't say a stinker, but just kind of a boring race. For I think between the sprint, which got rained out, basically, it rained, so they shrunk the number. It went from like 15 laps to 11, which is a third of the race distance for an already thirded distance race. Anyway, so there was rain in the sprint race. There was that meant there was only one practice session, and that practice session was super wet, so no one really got the practice that they needed. And then the race. It was funny because the race also felt like a sprint because it only took 17 laps for Max Verstappen to take the lead again. It is a fun track. Melvin is letting us know Spa is a fun track. It is fun. I really like that track a lot in Gran Turismo, but it's a long lap. They were saying it's like the longest lap time on the whole calendar, which I get. I mean, it's a long track, but long tracks always have intricacies. They always have weirdness. Max had that little bit of a snap. Max had that little bit of a snap when the water came down, but otherwise just kind of a ho hum sort of race. Now we are in the summer break. The teams, all of the factories, everyone has to shut down for 2 weeks. I thought it was maybe a month, but I think it's only two weeks. And then we come back to Zandvoort in in the Netherlands, maybe? I'm not sure. No, yes, the Dutch Grand Prix, because that's Max. It's like Max's like a home race. So that's coming up in a few weeks. But we're in the middle of silly season. Silly season it's the time of the silly season, and there are rumors going around about more cost cap infringements.
It's the time of the silly season. Hooray. I thought you were going to join in. Never mind.
I was trying to do the drums from that song, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
I only got... And then I'm like, that sounds like a fucking firecracker. Like, it does not sound...
Time of the season.
Yeah.
Something. What's your name? Who's your daddy? All that stuff. Yeah.
We cut off Bryce. Do. He wanted to talk about cars, but we won't let him talk about it. We won't let him talk about it, because it's the time for attention on us.
Sorry.
Sorry. No, you're good.
We're sorry. We're sorry.
There's
sorry.
There's rumors that some of the teams may have broken the cost cap last year, and it's gonna.
It's like a salary cap. Like there's only so much you can spend on your cars.
That's right. And the previous year, Red Bull got dinged a little bit because they went over a little bit. But now Red Bull has won every race this season. Max Verstappen's won every race this season. And it takes them a long time to do all the accounting and figuring out, this money.
No
this
cap. For real.
That's right. And there are rumors going around. There's an idea that Aston Martin might be involved, that Red Bull might be involved, but it's all rumors and speculation. How do you, Justin? 'cause
Yeah.
you follow other sporting stuff.
Sure,
What do how do you take rumors when you see that there's a lot of rumors going? There's a lot of chatter going around.
Yeah.
How much authenticity do you give them?
Well, it depends on where they're coming from. There's a lot of bullshit that flies around online, and the world of sports journalism is access driven to begin with. But if it's somebody that's got a reputation, then I'll pay them more, heed than just random shit.
Yeah. Is it? I tend to think it's a where there's smoke, there's fire situation. If you hear enough people say something, then you at least have an idea that something happened or something might have happened. Because there's a lot of times where you might do something and then just don't do it. There's talk of Mattia Binotto going over to Alpine. So Alpine, here's a big one. Alpine, the Renault French team, they fucking fired their team principal and like his two underlings right before the race on they did it on Friday, and they said, hey, they're gone after this race. Bye, nerds.
They couldn't just fire him. They had to fucking fire them.
Oh yeah, I mean they did it in the middle of the day on Friday. So I believe it was after one of the race sessions had already
That's
begun.
the best time to fire people. Statistically.
And Otmar, the guy who got fired, was saying,
It's like breaking up with somebody at a restaurant.
oh yeah, because they can't make a scene.
It's just a good habit. So, I mean, are we going to say that they fucking fire them if they followed protocol and they fired them at like middle of the day on a Friday? That's good. That's a humane time to fire somebody.
Well, but middle of the day on Friday is like Monday for Formula One. That's like the it couldn't
Are we
be
dealing
worse.
with a bit of a Freaky Friday situation?
Jamie Lee Curtis is fitting in some of these cars lately.
I mean, not the movie per se, but just that it's freaky and also on a Friday.
that's true too.
Yeah, not body swapping.
No.
What's your favorite body swapper, Bry?
Vice versa.
it's a good one.
It was sort of the answer to like father, like son.
Yeah.
Like father, like son. A bit too much of the British old bloke and Kirk Cameron. Vice versa had Fred Savage and Judge Reinhold.
Boom.
And
My name is Judge.
Yep.
I am a Reinhold. I was in another movie, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
And
Also
Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you caught up.
Yeah.
It's me, Judge Ryan.
Hey, Judge, how you doing?
Hey.
What do you think about this Alpine firing?
I think it's all spelled out in. If you watch it enough times on streaming, you'll discover the code that we embedded in
In
Vice
the Alpine?
Versa.
Oh, and vice versa.
Yes,
Oh.
with me and Fred Savage.
Holy shit, so it is kind of a Freaky Friday situation.
We predicted all of this.
Holy shit.
See, there was a doll that I brought back from a foreign land, and
Yeah.
we both held it at the same time, and we swapped bodies.
What is a foreign doll?
That's what my son, Fred Savage, asked. And then we both held the doll at the same time, and we wished to have each other's lives.
Yeah. And then you
Got it.
did.
Yep.
And then you did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that wasn't just movie magic? They actually did it though?
Well, we prefer method acting.
So you pretended to be a young boy.
Nope, we actually.
You actually were a young.
We hired
Well,
a
no,
shaman.
sorry, I don't want to step
I
on your
was about to say,
process. Yeah,
look, it's-
you were a young boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, weren't we all?
Wait, what do you think? Eddie Murphy just acted like he put 3 bananas in the tailpipe? No, he actually put 3 bananas in the tailpipe. Method is the way to go. It's me, Judge Reinhardt. I think I was in Caddyshack.
Reinhold.
My name is Judge.
Reinhardt?
Judge, whatever. My name is Judge, and that's a
My
cool
name is Judge.
My name is Judge.
My name is Judge.
Reinhold. Reinhold. Yeah, all right. There you go. All right. Thank you to the guys. Thank you to Alpine. Let's get ready for the final show. Why don't we? Let's see how everyone's doing. Brett, how you doing?
Well, you know.
Okay. Jeff, how you looking? Let's do this. Justin.
Yay!
Brian.
Yo, let's play a game. It's called Who Got Crashed Into Their Car the Least?
Nice. The chat and I'm animals. All right. Of course, patreon.com/great night is where you can go to support us. All right, Brett, I'm going to count you in.
All right.